Hey everyone, welcome to MTGO B-Roll Episode 2. Episode 1 went up last week, so this is number 2. These are basically matches that I, didn't make the cut. Basically, every time I do a deck tech, I also put up 3 matches to kind of show off the deck that I'm teching, and, sometimes they're just matches that don't make the cut for one reason or another. Either I didn't do as good as I wanted, or I did some misplays I didn't want to share with you because I have such a polished record, of course. Or sometimes my opponent quits after game 1 or game 2, so it's not a full match, and I try not to post partial matches when I'm doing official deck tech. So those are the type of matches that we see today. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing super in-depth commentary, but it's, a lot of people enjoy watching MTGO matches and hearing commentary over them, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be skipping the sideboards as I did in the first one. I think I'll be doing that in all MTGO B-roll episodes. So we are looking at a match of Sultai Rogue. So I really love my Temur Rogues deck, which I've deck teched on this channel before, and when Thieves Guild Enforcer came out, I was like, okay, well, now I gotta delve into black something rogues because, hey, this is definitely a rogue that can jive with my Temur Rogues deck. So the natural procession was Sultai, and here we're seeing some beautiful action from Thieves Guild Enforcer, punishing slow decks, or decks that are starting off slow, essentially. We're playing an Eldrazi deck. So Reality Smasher like that is a thing. Being kind of problematic. We do have Drown in the Lock, so in a way, we're in good standing because we can get rid of that Reality Smasher. Not really afraid. I think the best thing I can do now is get rid of Reality Smasher while my opponent is tapped out. Probably would get rid of a Fatal Push here. I don't think Fatal Push is going to be coming in that handy. Let's see what I do. Oh no, okay, I got rid of a land. I valued the Fatal Pushes. Well, I guess I figure let's get rid of the more annoying, smaller Eldrazi, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. So they have another Reality Smasher. It's not easy getting smashed for 10 in 2 turns. So we're going to have to play a bit of defense, unfortunately. Rogues, Temur Rogues, and Sultai Rogues in general doesn't do the best on defense, unless you have a Tarmogoyf out. But no choice here. We're going to have to play D, Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, well, at least we could get rid of Thought-Knot Seer. Yep. Almost certainly going to get rid of it. So now our opponent has to think, well, they know what we're going to do. Do they want to smash in? I mean, if I were them, I think I would still smash in, but they know that I would block and get rid of that Reality Smasher, so I guess they did the correct choice there. So we draw Tarmogoyf, which is actually perfect. That's the body size that we need right now, and I think that's going to turn things in our favor, unless our opponent has a board wipe. So we're going to attack in with Looter Ilkor, and of course here I shouldn't have played that land like an idiot I did. I should have kept the land as fodder, essentially, for Looter Ilkor, because if it attacks in, I'm going to have to be forced to discard what I draw, which is kind of, useless. So, yeah. But I guess it would have been picked off by Thought-Knot Seer, so maybe not the end of the world. So Serum Visions is a draw. I feel like that's better than anything I may draw blindly off of Looter Ilkor. So do I need another Serum Visions? I feel like I definitely want Fatal Push here to get rid of Thought-Knot Seer. So I have to attack in, essentially, with at least Looter Ilkor. Yep. There we go. Just doing some quick math, but I think I'm okay. So we're going to draw a Fatal Push and get rid of Verdant Catacombs. Alright, now who do we pump? Yeah, I think Thieves Guild Enforcer is the best creature to pump. Get that one bigger, and essentially shut down any dangerous lines of play from our opponent. Now, Oblivion Stone is a massive problem. Massive problem. They can't do it this turn, but almost certainly are going to do it next turn. So we got our Serum Visions. We definitely have to draw that. Traverse. Yeah. Definitely going to be useful after a board wipe, essentially. So I'm going all in. Let's see what our opponent does. I figure as long as one creature dies here, I also get rid of Thought-Knot Seer. If they don't block at all, I'll play my Tarmogoyf. Okay, so Thought-Knot Seer is going to trade. That's fine, not exactly what I wanted, but I do get to draw off of Thought-Knot Seer. And now we discard, probably Fatal Push. No, Noble Hierarch, okay. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. I mean, at this point, Noble Hierarch, the Exalted trigger is not a big deal. Now, I don't know why I played Tarmo. Because I know what's going to happen. Right? With the Oblivion Stone, but I guess I don't really have a choice with the attack that I made. That was the whole point. It forced me to play Tarmogoyf, although I was hoping that I would Fatal Push Thought-Knot Seer. So at this point, you know, they can attack in, so they're just going to Oblivion Stone everything. Which I can live with. Okay, they're trying to figure out how to tap their lands here. Okay. More power plants. Yeah, they're going to wait till our turn. Fine. Well, let's just attack in, see what happens. They got to crack it or else they're dead, so. Okay. Sure. I figured. So now we're going to traverse. What do we get? Another Tarmogoyf. It's pretty fair. Basically need a response here. What do we got? Oh. Okay. It's not the worst Ugin, but still pretty bad. So I can Fatal Push that. Yeah. And now we win. Yes, we do. All right, we go to game 2. Awesome. There is a game 2. That's always good news. So that was a pretty interesting game. We survived the board wipe. That was game 1. We're going to get into game 2 here. As you can see, I brought in some hate. Ceremonious Rejection, Spreading Seas, Thoughtseize. I think that's a solid hand. Yeah, that's a pretty solid hand. Turn 1, probably go Overgrown Tomb. Question is, do I Thoughtseize or do I Noble? I think I would Noble first, so that turn 2 I at least have 2 mana available. Ideally 3 if we draw a second land. Yeah. Alright, they're going to start relicking us every chance they get, which is okay. It's going to be kind of annoying. We're going to have to work around that Relic Progenitus. So we didn't get a second land, but we do get to play 2 cards this turn if we really wanted. Okay, got rid of Reality Smasher, of course. And now, I'm guessing I'm not going to waste a turn here, so I'm going to get Traverse. I'm going to use Traverse. Yeah, fine. I'm going to use Traverse to go get a basic. Probably an island. Although, Swamp would be better. I could play my Thieves Guild Enforcer. I wonder if I saw that line. No, island. Fine. I guess that makes sense. Then now I have an island up for Ceremonious Rejection to counter a colorless spell they play. So that's probably what I was thinking. So Tormod's Crypt comes down. I don't think it's worth countering. Just play Thieves Guild Enforcer. Cool. Got rid of a Karn. Happy to see that. I suppose I could go Spreading Seas here as well. Just get rid of Urza's Tower. But then Cavern of Souls is also an issue. So, let's see what I hit. Yeah, Cavern just makes more sense. I mean, normally I would hit one of the Urza lands, but no choice here. As long as Cavern is there, Ceremonious Rejection is essentially half dead. Can only touch their Planeswalkers. So let's see what our opponent does here. Okay. So we draw a Tarmogoyf, which is decent, but nothing for this turn. With Tormod's Crypt and Relic of Progenitus in play, yeah, John the Lock just becomes that much worse. I'm going to double trigger here, which is always nice. Get rid of 4 cards. My math is correct. Yep. I wonder if it's time for Thieves' Fortune here. I would definitely play Thieves' Fortune while Prowl is a thing. So let's see what we got on the top. Top 4. Thieves' Fortune rarely shows me bad cards, because worst case it's 4 lands, and those are 4 lands you don't want to draw anyway. It would have been 4 horrible turns, so you get rid of them. That's usually the way I think of it. So Spreading Seas is the draw. I'm gonna wait here. Just keep mana up for John the Lock or Ceremonious Rejection. More like Ceremonious Rejection at this point, since John the Lock is dead. You see, this is one of those creatures that are just really annoying. Goes into exile, and then you can cast it whenever. It's frustrating. So now I have 4 mana at my disposal. I think Spreading Seas is definitely going to be one of the spells I cast, just to get rid of the Urza. Yeah. Have almost no choice there. What's cool is that if I play Looter Il-Kor right now, I get to mill my opponent for 4, which is decent. Oh, I got another Looter Il-Kor. That's cool. Oh, I keep mana up again. Alright, looks like I'm really hopeful on a counterspell. Again, you gotta play safe here. I mean, the minute they land one big creature and you have no answer, you're gonna be toast. Probably gonna let that 3 go. Ratchet Bomb is a problem. I think this is going to force my hand with Ceremonious Rejection. Yep. Kind of had to do it. That's a great draw. Great draw. Considering John the Lock is dead in our hand right now. So we got Looter Il-Kor 1. Going to mill him for 4. Oh, that was a Warping Whale. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm happy to see that. And I guess now the question is, do I play another Looter Il-Kor? Oh, I wonder what I'm targeting here. Okay. So it's going to get exiled instead. Fine. Okie dokie. Blast Zone is another problem. Yep. Big problem. Yep. Can't do anything. It's a full wipe. Yeah, this is where this deck gets a bit annoying. So we draw Literal Core off of Literal Core. Gonna discard that. I think Tarmogoyf is really the only play here. Yeah. Decent size. Of course, they could pop Tormod's Crypt whenever they want, so I guess kind of moot point. If you're still here, by the way, 60 minutes in, keep in mind there's going to be a bunch more matches with other decks. It's not just going to be Sultai Rogues. I believe the remaining matches are all Temur Hex Delver, which is the Hex Drinker variant. So stay tuned for that. So now I do that. I think I was probably thinking let's just force that Tormod's Crypt out of here just to get it over with, but might be a stupid thing to do. Yeah, let it through. Just hit him for 5. Which is a thing. I actually might want to play that breeding pool. I don't think I'm going to use it necessarily as discard fodder. So let's see if Tormod's Crypt pops here. It does not. Noble Hierarch is interesting. If anything, I would have gotten rid of Drown in the Lock at this point, since it's essentially null and void until that Tormod's Crypt finishes. Yeah, until that Tormod's Crypt, is cracked. Okay, or I just do that. So that's a thing. Play Noble Hierarch. Alright. Oh, yeah. That's usually game over. Yep. Unfortunately, our opponent left after that, so we didn't get a game 3, which sucks, because I would have liked to have been on the play. So now we're switching gears. We're going off to Temur Hex Delver. So if you are a Delver fan and you're a Temur fan, you should enjoy the next 3 matches. I said 3 matches. It's actually 2 matches today, so it's 3 total. I was going to have a 3rd match, but it ended up being far worse than I thought, so no one will see the light of day of that one. So, being very aggressive, disrupting Shoal, getting rid of that Utopia Sprawl, which I think is, I mean, it's a smart play. You're stopping their ramp. It's effectively bolting Bird on turn 0, which is way better than bolting Bird on turn 1. So we got Delver, flip trigger, does not flip. We get Hex Drinker instead. Not that bad. Don't know what we're playing yet. Normally I would, well, it's really tough to decide what you want to do there. You could keep mana up, but we don't know what we're playing, so keeping mana leak up might not be a thing. Although that would have been a good thing to counter. Let's hope for a flip here. No flip. No flip. Yeah, okay. So now I'm keeping mana up for mana leak. Don't really want to see Walking Ballista. That also sucks, though. Definitely don't want to see an indestructible god on the battlefield either. But I let it go. I think Walking Ballista scares me way more. Scalding Tarn. Don't want another land, that's for sure. Got Disrupting Shoal instead. I don't know how useful it may be at this moment. I think the best thing to do here, yeah, level up by 1. Just attack in for another 3 damage. Collected Company, yeah, I feel like that warrants a mana leak here. Yeah, almost certainly. Almost certainly. So let's see what we got. It's the worst. It's the worst when Delver doesn't flip. You play like 28 instants and sorceries, and Delver just doesn't friggin' flip. It's the worst. I wouldn't have shown this match just for that, but it's not the reason why. What a pain. I'd probably start leveling Hexdrinker at this point, especially while my opponent's tapped out, although, I mean, not going to mean much. But at least if we, I mean, if they have nothing now, it's over. But they do have Walking Ballista, if I remember correctly. Oh, another Collected Company. Well, that I can't do anything about. Let's see what they hit. Nothing would be great. Well, there's Magus of the Moon, but I think at this point the damage is done, at least on our end. Oh, God. I rarely chat in MTGO or anything. I don't like it. First of all, it's a distraction. Second of all, I don't like getting my frustrations out or seeing other players' frustrations, but this warranted it. I had to. I mean, come on. Alright, so I think our opponent didn't take this into account because now our Hexdrinker is unblockable. So, I mean, it's kind of GG. Yeah, okay. Let's go on to game 2. This hand is fine. It's fine. I got some removal. I can't complain. Definitely going to bolt that bird, or in this case, that elf. And by bolt, I mean Tarfire. Yup. Stopping that ramp. Not the best draw of Snapcaster. Best we can do, though. So they're going to have to get rid of that Hexdrinker pretty soon. Helioto comes back down. We get our third land, which is not a bad thing at the moment. Yeah. I could have been slightly more efficient there at the cost of 2 more life. I could have played the Steam Vents untapped, leveled up Hexdrinker, and played my second Hexdrinker. So Spike Feeder, I didn't really realize what was going on. I mean, I know Spike Feeder is used in the Infinite Life combo or whatever, but I didn't really figure it out. And then I just rushed to kill it. And then it went on to a loop. And I was like, ah, well, crap. Now it's GG. Could have waited. You know, I kind of accelerated for my opponent. Didn't think that through, so that was definitely a misplay. Maybe another reason why I didn't want to show this game initially, because now it's just over. And for the first few iterations, I was frustrated, so I just said, "Fine, let's just do it." But yeah, it's GG. We're gonna go to game 3, if there is a game 3. Yeah. All right, there is a game 3. So maybe our opponent just leaves. And that's why we didn't get to actually show this. That hand is okay, by the way. Okay, game goes on. being a very calm turn 2. Feel somewhat confident with Disrupting Shoal in my hand. Counter anything that's 1 or 2 mana, so should be okay. Like that. Kind of feel bad for our opponent. None of their ramp spells have resolved for the most part, which is great for us. So let's level up and attack in, and then we keep mana up for Mana Leak. Beautiful. I wonder if I didn't show this match just because I didn't want to show the stupid misplay on game 2. That'd be pretty funny. Of course, I mean, these matches were played a while ago, so I don't remember necessarily why they didn't make the cut. I'm kind of rediscovering that now as I write my, or as I, recite my commentary. And by recite, I mean purely from my mind, because I don't, okay, they just quit. Okay, so it was just a short game 3, because I think they weren't getting what they wanted, and that's why I said, that's not worth showing. So I guess that's fair, plus I was pretty stupid in game 2, so that's also something I didn't want to reveal to the audience. So let's get on to a new game, new opponent. I kept an actually pretty slow hand, which is interesting. Usually you don't keep hands with no threats, unless everything is amazing. Don't think the opening hand necessarily was the best. Because now you're stuck in a game of dig for a threat. And when you're not playing high level threats, that's a problem. And generally one threat is never enough, it's gonna die. Because you eventually run out of ways to protect it, so it's a weak first hand for Temur Delver. See, now we're just drawing lands. And we're a Snapcaster, that counts as a threat kind of, but not really. It's gonna tar fire out of spite here. I'm drawing more lands. Exactly another reason why you don't want to keep no threat. You don't want to keep any hands that have no threat in it. Real threat. Probably gonna snap Serum here. Okay. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of douchey, but fine. Opponent taking their time. Still no threat. It's like turn 5. Sure. Uh-oh. I know what that means usually. I'm about to see a Gurmag Angler. Or a Tassiger, usually. Nope. Okay. Tarmogoyf, finally. That would be a great creature to resolve. Now Stubborn Denial. Yeah. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Just counters it now. Drown at a lock. Well, dang. Can't do much there. So we're just gonna double bolt our opponent, or a single bolt at least, fine. Let's see what our opponent has. Sleight of hand is fine. Hex Drinker. Alright. Well, yep. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. We could level it up quite a bit if it resolves. Our opponent has 0 in hand. No, they have 6 in hand. Ha! Okay. Fatal Push. Can't do much there. Although that does leave the door open for Hex Drinker, so I'm sure they're going to regret that. Let's start leveling up this baby. So protection from instants is pretty strong here. Unless our opponent has damnation or something, which would be stupid. Possible, but stupid. Next turn, Hex Drinker is lethal, so if they got nothing, it's over. And it's lethal, of course, because I'm going to level it up to level 7. And then it has protection from everything. I also have double bolts, so that's like icing on the cake. Oh, I gotta level it up one more time. Okay. So now I can attack him with everything. Cryptic Command. Oh boy. Sure. That's one way to fog me. Okay. I mean, it's game over either way. Oh, and Force Negation is just cherry on the cake. But I kind of want it. I want to win with Hex Drinker. Yep, cool. Next game. And our opponent quits. And that's why this match didn't make the cut. So that's it for today's MTGO B-roll episode. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoy MTGO content in general. So it's always fun going back to these old matches and seeing what happened and why they didn't make the cut for one reason or another. As you can see, they didn't. And I try and make sure that the matches I put up when I'm doing deck techs, kind of make sense and fit the theme and show off what's actually happening. So there you go. Let's give you a bit of a behind the scenes. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever social media you prefer. Of course, that all helps me fight the algorithm on Facebook and YouTube that tries to promote larger channels and tries to keep down smaller ones for ad revenue reasons, I suppose. Of course, so that's all appreciated. And if you want to help me out on Patreon, become a patron, I would appreciate your support. Check out the link in the description. Of course, a big thank you to all my current patrons for being there and supporting this channel early on. Check out the tiers. The tiers are pretty cool, set up in such a way that you essentially get non-bulk rares and mythics shipped to your door every year. And the longer you're a patron, the more you get. So that's just all value. I'm giving basically some of your Patreon money back. And of course, your support, as always, is appreciated, as I always say. Thanks. Hey, and I guess happy holidays. There's going to be one more video this week before Christmas, or on Christmas Day, whatever Wednesday is. So stay tuned for that one. But if I don't see you before then, or before the holidays, happy holidays, and Happy New Year to you too. Thanks, and have a good one.